Hello, happy Sunday, welcome back to another vlog. Today, we're doing a Shelf of Shame. I swear I'm not that boring. Now, there are two reasons why this video is finally happening. A, I'm actually in the middle of filming a video on another board game, and that video is taking me so long to make because the rulebook is so... Why do people make it so hard for you to learn your game? I want to play the game, but how can I play it if I don't even understand the rules? So as I'm procrastinating and avoiding that, my second thing is that, well, I'm in the middle of actually cleaning the entire studio and kind of rearranging everything, and I figured why not make a Shelf of Shame video. Now I would show you the exact shelf that I'm using, but it's super dark in there and also super messy. Check it out. So I have a light up here, but this would actually be my disgusting Shelf of Shame. You can't see anything because it's so dark. But there are a ton of games over here. There are a ton of games along all these shelves. I'm gonna rip them all out and organize everything. See, so that wouldn't look so good. So instead, I'm going to bring in, actually I'm gonna do it right now. We'll bring in an actual Shelf of Shame. I actually have no idea how many games I have unplayed, so comment down below how many games you think. Before you see the ending, I need to be mentally prepared for this. So, on another episode of What's Tim's Caffeine Intake for the Day? Zoa. Do you hear that? It sounds like productivity. It tastes like orange soda. I don't know how I feel about that. Now, number one is Sonic Battle Racers. Now, no reason behind why this is on my Shelf of Shame. I actually put a couple polls about, different games over the past few months, which ones like you want to see covered, which ones Patreon wants to see covered as well. And this one was just never voted on, so that's that. Number one, Sonic Battle Racers. Ugh. Number two, Clash of Rage. I've been dying to get into this one. There's so many factions included in this. I got like all the expansions for it too. It looks like my type of game. It looks very competitive, very faction-based. The reason why I don't end up playing a lot of games is because a lot of the times I'm thinking about how I can photograph them and film them, especially back when I was doing cinematic showcases way more often, publicly at least. I wouldn't play a game until I had an idea about how to film it and how to photograph it, and then of course I would dive into it. Clash of Rage number two. This is already filled up the top shelf. Number three is another big box game. Ugh. Tidal Blades. This one is one ginormous but beautiful looking game. However, when I got it, it was already freezing cold by then, and I wanted to film this like by the beach or with some beach elements. And of course, it's kind of hard when it's freezing in SoCal. Everyone, rightfully so by the way, always clowns on us on how much of a weenie we are for not being able to handle the cold. It's true, but it's cold for us, okay? It's cold. Tidal Blades, plus the Angler's Cove expansion, number three. Number four, they just had a campaign released. Actually, I don't know if it was a Pirates one or I forget which one, but Tiny Epic Tactics, number four. Small box game. Actually almost made it off of my Shelf of Shame. The other day we were playing games. We were playing Red Rising and Dwellings of Elder Vale. It almost made it to the table. I brought it with me, but we simply just ran out of time at the opportunity that this was gonna be played. I love all these shrink-wrapped games, but this one is Organ Attack. My fiance actually bought this one. It was a party game. We bought this before quarantine, and well, quarantine happened, so there's that. Number four. This next one is a very, very good-looking game. I have all the expansions for it too, but it's just very daunting because the rulebook looks so intense and heavy. Mizo relaunched, including the God Pack, the Souls for Xibalba, and the Pyramid Upgrade, all of the expansions. It looked so good. I'm hoping it plays really well, but it's just so intimidating to get into. This next one has the type of packaging I would probably have if I ever made a board game. The Island of El Dorado, just simple, sleek, clean, minimalistic. Honestly, it's a very, very modern looking box. I've never played it, but I did do an unboxing for it way back when. It was a cinematic Sunday unboxing. How fitting that we're talking about it on a Sunday again. But yeah, I did an unboxing on it, never played it. I think the reason why I did cinematic Sundays or like unboxings back then is because I would have games that I'm not fully committed to film. And I also had games that I weren't interested in them at all, which is why they never even appeared on my channel. And this one was like right in between. It's like, I liked it enough, of course, to back it, but it just sat in the middle. Like almost wanted to film it and commit to it and play it, but maybe not yet. So I'm sure I'll get to it. How many is that now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 games. It's not too bad, right? If you've seen maybe like 6 or 7 of the past videos that I've done, vlogs, random videos I've talked about this game, but you probably won't be surprised when you see this one. Yep, don't need to explain this. It's happening. It's happening. See, I told you I got all expansions for Clash of Rage. Look at that. 3 more. Would you consider this one a game? I think so, right? Unsolved Case Files. I wanted to do a video about this back in October because it came out right during like Halloween when I saw this. And maybe I'll save it for this, maybe I'll save it for this Halloween. But it looked really good. I just didn't know how to streamline the gameplays I did back then to the ones that you see now. And then I also have the five-player Mizo expansion. And like, what do you do with all of these? Like, what do you all do with all of your extra stuff? Like, for example, all of these cardboard tokens from, I think this is Sky Tier. The board game comes with upgrades like miniatures or resource tokens that are upgraded, but then they also give you the cardboard versions. But like, I'm scared to throw these away. Should I? Do you? Do you throw these away? I kind of started doing a photo series in this one, but then things kind of just fell through. But Valda. I thought this was like one of the coolest looking boxes I've ever seen. And they give you like individual numbers like, oh, you're the 137th edition. So these were exclusive on Kickstarter. However, the price range for this was like a third of what I expected it to be. I think it was like 125, 80 bucks, something like that. I expected this to be like 300 to 400 bucks. So I thought it was a good deal for something this beautiful. But this was back during my inexperienced times, not realizing that board games always come down to how they play. So we'll see how this one plays out. I have 3 more for you back to back. Next up, Tainted Grail, same makers as Lords of Hellas and Etherfields. I really wish I backed Etherfields, but then by the time the campaign manager closed, I realized I forgot. But this one I hope ends up playing out really well. I've heard really good things about Tainted Grail. Also gonna be another campaign game, which I haven't really been into, but since the start of quarantine and since Marvel United, I for sure have definitely converted towards the solo route. We have Valor and Villainy. I'm doing a tutorial on this on the Dice Tower, which will be out very soon. And Zombicide. I'll be honest, I just jumped on the hype train for this. Simple as that. This next one has been played a few times, but I just wanted to tattletale on Luna. Do you know what she did? Do you know what she had the audacity to do? Oh, also, side note, this is the first game I've ever done this to, but I threw away every single insert that was in here. It was just ridiculous, I'm sorry. The inserts were such a pain to put back that I just threw it away and then everything fit in the box. I normally don't like to throw everything in games, but you know what? I couldn't deal with the insert. I could not. Gonna fire them off back to back. We have a Zombicide mini expansions, Rise of Tribe expansion. I played the base game, but did not play the upgrade expansion yet. I have Reavers of Midgard, which by the way shipped separate inserts for some reason. I'm not sure why I got the separate inserts actually. How does this one play? Do any of you like Reavers of Midgard? Have any of you had this game? Played this game? Let me know. Vikings Gone Wild, to add on to that, I loved this game in mobile form. So fun. This next one hurts me the most. Street Masters, the entire collection. I had this really cool epic idea and I was going to actually rent out a warehouse for a day, half a day, somewhere close by and have some of my friends help me out to do this shoot. I was gonna do like a really epic cinematic warehouse shoot. I was trying to find like a gym somewhere where I can just like record some really nice footage incorporating this game into that, you know, training scene. So it's jumped from 7 to I think 17 now, and I'll tell you exactly why this one hasn't been played yet. Suburbia. Why do these all come in separate things? I don't understand. Okay, I never had a Kickstarter campaign board game come with so many scattered parts. It was a mission to just fit as much as I can in here, and then these just don't fit in the base game. I don't understand. They like literally don't fit. Because those parts came in separately and like scattered, they've been like falling apart everywhere. I'm pretty sure I've lost pieces already from Suburbia. I hope not, but I'm pretty sure I have. That's why it hasn't been played yet. Now this next one is such a beautiful game. Honestly, my reasons are starting to coincide with each other now, but I've been wanting to dive into this game, just haven't had a chance to yet. But Dungeonology looks great. Next up, the Brigade, along with the Way of the Wardens expansion. Again, I had another idea for this one. It was a really good like firefighter song incorporated with like a really solid beat for a cinematic showcase. I think that for sure is my biggest weakness. I always have ideas on how to film, but it's a matter of just execution and just going through with that idea. Rise to Nobility. I tried playing this game way back when, but it was before I kind of really understood board games, so it was hard for me to learn at first, and then I kind of just stopped since then. Final Frontier Games just came out with a brand new one. I think they're the ones for Merchant's Cove. Here's the base game of Zombicide, still unopened. And this one, such a beautiful game. Look at this. Elo Darkness. It's a card game, and I think it's a mobile card game. It's one of the first ones I've seen that was a MOBA before Sky Tier, I think, if I have the timing correct. I'm keeping it. It's in my queue for board games to film and play. Expansion for Tiny Epic Tactics. See what I mean with the whole expansion talk? I just talked about this, about how upgrading board game components is a priority for me nowadays instead of expansions because they just don't get played. See? And you have like a base game and you have an expansion and they just don't get played. Okay, so that is my makeshift shelf of shame. Let me know if any of those games coincided with you down in the comments below. How about we do one more quick finishing summary? Rise of Tribes, Zombicide, Vikings Gone Wild, Reavers of Midgard, Suburbia, Luna's Bed, Zombicide, Rise to Nobility, The King's Guild, Elo Darkness, we have Street Masters and all that, we have Dungeonology, The Brigade, Clash of Rage, Mizo relaunched, El Dorado, Tiny Epic Tactics, Organ Attack, Unsolved Case Files, Clash of Rage, Tainted Grail, Zombicide, Valor and Villainy, Sonic, and Title Blades, and of course Marvel Champions to finish it off. Thanks for joining me on yet another Sunday, and I will see you all in the photo contest results video.